Hi everyone, and welcome to this webinar organized by WeUni in partnership with Università degli Studi di Bergamo. I'm Ilaria and I'll be your host for today's event on behalf of WeUni. I see here that the first people are already starting to join in. And thank everyone for joining us, and thank our panelists for being here with us today. As you can see, I'm not alone. I want to introduce you all to Professor Roberto Pinto, Director of Engineering Courses, Professor Alessandro Colombo, Mechatronics and Smart Engineering Program Coordinator, Professor Ettore Lantarone, Medical Engineering Counselor, Professor Davide Hahn, Management Engineering Counselor, Professor Giovanna Campopiano, Deputy Director of Placement, Gabriele Pattaro, Innovation Project Manager, and Alessia Zamboni, Alumni of Università degli Studi di Bergamo. Welcome, it's a pleasure to have you here today with us. And today we are going to explore the English taught engineering programs offered by Università degli Studi di Bergamo and how hands-on lab experiences and direct insight from students and professionals prepare you for a successful international career. Feel free to ask questions during the session using the Q&A section here on Zoom, and we will go through them after the presentation of our panelists. Also, if you'd like to receive a certificate of attendance from WeUni, stay tuned, because at the end of the webinar, we will share the link and you can request it. So I leave the floor to Professor Pinto. Thanks again for joining us and have a nice webinar.
Thank you. Thank you, Ilaria. Good morning to everybody. Welcome to this webinar. My name is Roberto Pinto and I am the Dean of the School of Engineering at the University of Bergamo. So let me share just a few slides to introduce this webinar and just to tell you a little bit about what we are going to talk about. So today we are here to introduce you to some of the opportunities that are waiting for you at our university if you decide to join one of our international programs. Throughout this session, you'll hear directly from professors, students, and company representatives who will offer their insights and experiences to give you a real taste of what lies ahead. So before that, let me quickly introduce you to the three international engineering programs that are available at our university. The first program is in the area of management. And so the management engineering program is about the, let's say, heart of solving complex and professional challenges in an unpredictable world. It is a multidisciplinary program that blends technical expertise with business strategies, preparing students to tackle modern industrial and organizational issues. This program features also a double degree with the Universitat Politecnica de Catalunya and the possibility to work in close connection with companies to develop internships and project work, offering students hands-on experiences with real-world challenges. In the mechanical area, we have the Mechatronics and Smart Technology Engineering program. This is an innovative engineering program that blends mechanical engineering with cutting-edge information and communication technologies. And this course aims to give the students professional knowledge and skills to conduct and lead mechanical engineering projects integrating smart ICT, electrical, and control systems. This course also offers a double degree with the University of Stuttgart, that is a hub for innovation in engineering, as well as industry partnerships and internships for developing further competencies. Finally, in the medical and healthcare area, we offer the medical engineering program, which bridges biomedical engineering and healthcare, preparing students to drive innovations in health technologies. Students are trained in the area of industrial and electronic biomedical engineering, alongside the knowledge in medical area with specific focus on health technologies. I really invite you to visit the courses website that are listed here, where you can find further information, and I hope you can find out which program fits you the best. Just before leaving the floor to other speakers, let me give you a few reasons to choose engineering at University of Bergamo. Nowadays, engineers specialists are in very high demand. So these programs will offer you access to valuable opportunities of career paths. The engineering school at University of Bergamo combines multidisciplinary expertise with active research engagement across diverse fields. And moreover, UniBg is located in an industrially vibrant area in the northern Italy, where we collaborate closely with leading companies across various sectors. We have modern laboratories, as you will see soon in the presentation, that offer great learning and development opportunity. So I really hope you will enjoy this webinar, and I really hope that this webinar will help you discover the opportunity that best suited to your future career. So thank you so much for your time, for being here, for attending this webinar, and I hope to see you around soon in our campus. Now, with further ado, let me hand over the floor to the next speakers. First of all will be Professor Ettore Lanzarone, and before him there will be a short video. Enjoy the webinar.
Okay, so thanks for joining this webinar. After the video in which we have seen a lot of our facilities, our laboratories, I'm going to show some example of projects that are conducted in these laboratories. They are just examples, they are not exhaustive of all the activities that we conduct. I'm going to show some multidisciplinary projects with a focus on medicine for most of them, which is my field of expertise. So you can see how different approaches concur to giving practical solution. A first example of activity is related to human movement. We have a laboratory in which we studied the human movement in order to find some biomechanical solutions to some existing problems. For example, one large activity is about the study of injury in sport activities, for example, the injury to the knee. A second activity is related to artificial intelligence that is applied to several types of images, and in particular medical images. One of the tasks for automatic detection of pathologies in images is to segment, that is to highlight some structure of interest in medical images, and also to classify the images in order to make proper predictions. So we develop methodologies on real set of medical images in order to find out and efficiently provide an answer to these tasks. Another large activities in our laboratory is the in silico, so computational and in vitro analysis of the vascular biomechanics. And in particular, we study the interaction between the flow regimen of the blood, so the hemodynamics, and the answer of the vessel wall, which can be a predictor or a trigger for the evolution of some pathological conditions. Another large activities that is conducted in our laboratory is the so-called organ on chip. The idea is to create in vitro some chips, some very small systems that include the main features of an organ in order to study in a controlled environment the progression and the onset of some pathological conditions. And for example, in this field, we have some application to kidney. So the goal is to prevent patients from going to hemodialysis by an early detection of alterations. You have seen in the list of laboratories, we have a laboratory of augmented realities, virtual reality. We have several applications, for example, one in robotic surgery. We support a cardiologist, a cardiac surgeon, in using the robot, the surgical robot, for performing surgery by giving him a virtual reality environment in order to better position the patient with respect to the machine. Then, in collaboration with some industries in our district, we have studies about we studied the PM10, PM 2.5, and their impact on the cells in order to study if there can be some toxicological effect on the cells, in order to study the better decomposition of some artifacts, for example, the brakes for cars. In collaboration with a cardiologist, who is also our colleague, we have some imaging and signal processing activities to study the hemodynamics in order to discriminate between healthy and pathological condition, and in order to support cardiologists in finding out the best treatment for some pathologies. Then moving to something more related to the manufacturing, we have the Smart Manufacturing Lab, in which we study several industrial processes. For example, in order to improve industrial processes, we develop virtual reality environments in order to better train operators, which will contribute to an improvement of the overall supply chain. And then We have also some activities about testing processing in order to find out the best configuration of the sample tests that are performed on the pieces that are produced on a line. Okay, as I told, these are very quick and representative examples of what we conduct, but we have several other activities. For example, if you visit our website, I invite you to visit our website, you can find a long list of laboratories, and in each one of them you can find furthermore examples of what we can carry on in our laboratories. Okay, thanks. I'm going to give the floor to my colleague, Professor Anne, to go on with the discussion.
Thank you so much for this presentation. I'm Davide Hahn. I'm orientation counselor for management engineering, and today I'm here to present you through a discussion some of the opportunities that our university offers in terms of contacts, fruitful contacts with companies of our territory. And to do that, we think that the best way possible is to have a discussion with an ex-alumni, an alumni from our university, which is Alessia Zamboni. I don't know if we can connect. I don't see her.
Hey, everyone.
Hi, Alessia. So you are just completed your journey at our university. Yesterday it was your graduation day. So tell me more about your experience. In which field have you graduated?
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you, everyone. And I graduated in management engineering. So I literally yesterday completed my master degree. And I'm here to talk about some of the opportunities that this university gave me in all of my years in the university.
So I know I invited you because I know that your journey was far from traditional. Apart from frontal lectures, I know that you have grasped a lot of opportunities to have exchange with companies, to do experience abroad and so on. So I know that you have been in China, is it right? Tell me more about that.
Yeah, in May, I've been in China for 10 days. It was a program of cultural exchange, and I decided to take this opportunity that the university gave me because I thought that it would have been an opportunity for myself to discover myself, not only as a student, but as a person, and to understand how different cultures can be, but how can they be connected and linked in the everyday life. So it was a great experience. We were linked to a university of Hangzhou in China. And there we made Chinese lessons because some of the people that came with me from Italy studied Chinese. So it was interesting both for them, but also for me that I don't know Chinese. So it was interesting also for me. And we studied a lot about the cultural heritage of China. And we had also the opportunity to visit some of the companies that are in that territory, and to visit them and to talk with the people that work there. And they gave us an important point of view on how different the culture is, but on how we work on the same thing, and we have the same objective, so we are linked to everyone at the end.
Thank you so much. I know that you have also had other experience instead that were more focused on interacting with companies from our territory. And in particular, I would like you to tell me more about this concept of challenge-based learning that you experienced with the CREO Labs, which are these extracurricular education programs that we offer to students of different departments. What was your experience in that regard?
I participated in this course last year, in particular in the course about healthcare, and in particular about longevity. And it was challenging, literally, because we had to think about a solution for the problem of longevity in health. And it was interesting because we have to create something concrete with people that came from other departments of the university. Like I was in the group with someone from the economic department, other one from the psychologist one. So it was a commission of knowledge from different people. And it was also interesting because we had the possibility to collaborate also with some companies of the territory that came and talk us about how they work and how they produce innovation in a logic of entrepreneurship. So it was interesting to learn and to understand how to create something together, together with our colleagues, but also with people that are in the field from a lot of time. So I really hope that you can join and have the possibility to join these activities in the university, because university really gave us many opportunities, and it's sometimes difficult to catch all of them. Sometimes it's necessary to understand which one best suits us. And but there is really a lot that you can do that goes over the simple lessons and exams, and then and that can really enrich you.
Thank you, Alessia. I think that your experience perfectly illustrates how our university can offer opportunity not just to absorb knowledge from professor, but also to apply that in collaboration with the territory. We have also other experiences. Of course, Alessia told us about the ones that she attended, but there are other experiences. For example, we have Startup Bergamo, which is an entrepreneurship program for those people that want to commercialize the technologies that they encounter during their studies. So there are many opportunities for our engineers also to engage in innovation really with an application-oriented mindset. So if you think that this is of interest of you, we really encourage you to look at our pages, contact me, and take into consideration our university for your future career. But the opportunities for collaboration are not finished here, are not and I'm happy to present, to leave the floor to Alessandro Colombo, who will present other fruitful partnership that our university has with local companies. I leave the floor.
Thank you, Davide. Thank you, Alessia, for the nice introduction. And yeah, I'm Alessandro Colombo. I'm the coordinator of the Mechatronics and Smart Technology Engineering course here in Bergamo. And yeah, as you already heard, our Master of Science International program allows students to participate in multidisciplinary projects and activities. That's definitely allows them to deal with real-world problems and activities that have been, say, provided by the company we are in contact with as a possible problem to try to solve together with some support of the professor, of course. And yeah, I'm going to introduce, I would say, a long-time company that is collaborating our programs, and is a valued partner is Schneider Electric, and we have here together with us Gabriele Pattaro. I'm really happy to introduce Gabriele. I had the chance to meet Gabriele in the context of Mechatronics Smart Technology Engineering course, but Gabriele is, I would say, extremely active. So actually he participated a lot also in the other programming. And so nice to meet you, Gabriele. I hope you're well, of course. And yeah, if you agree, I would pose you a couple of questions, because it's clear enough that yeah, also from what Alessia told us, and also Davide also told us, that these kind of activities are definitely add values to the learning and also the professional growth of our students. But what's the point of view of the company? So is there any kind of, if any, I suppose, and I hope, of added value to the company by participating in this multidisciplinary lab together with our students and, of course, our professor?
Wow, good question, and good afternoon or good morning to everyone. So thank you for placing the question. It allows me to talk about the role and the value aspect young people should have in our company. Schneider, first of all, is a global impact company, so offering energy management and solution and services using digitalization as a lever for sustainability. So we introduced in management, services, digitalization, sustainability terms. So it is not even a coincidence that we recognized in the past and even today as the most sustainable company in the world. And all the activity we are usual to offer are always well calibrated, balanced, and designed to meet the market we serve today. But question is, what will be the market tomorrow? Who will lead it? Which type of skill will be needed? What will the challenge be, not only in terms of engineering solution and technological innovation, but also in terms of knowledge and approach to work. So we have an internal structure that understands, anticipate this need, but always with a business perspective, let me say, too much driven by our KPI and objective. So why this long introduction with the company? Because we are usual to see everything with the company perspective, and this is where students came up, okay? This is where they can give their best to the company, as they are a source of new needs to be interpreted, and they are contributor to the market with new perspective, not necessarily tied or driven by KPI or sales related target. So the way in which students interpret what we have, what we as a company are usual to, is often disruptive but simple, not tied to processes and procedure that standardize and multiply practices. The students that joined us to collaborate on dedicated project, I guess we will talk about later on, through the various degree program, have carried knowledge, energy, simplicity, as well as a great deal of curiosity in facing topics that are often, let me say, unknown due their potential implication. Okay. Furthermore, in the company, we have nowadays, I guess, 4 or 5 generation working side by side, and the contribution of the younger generation is increasing visible, even in terms of quality, not just quantity, quality. Surely, being digital natives helps in mastering tools that support work activities, but it is the attitude in sharing and simplify that is the quality we appreciate most in the company, as well their prospective view. So this is the role we are seeing and the value we receive by the students today.
Okay, thank you, Gabriele. Yeah, as I told you, it's a long time that we know each other. You know, yes, University of Bergamo, and from different point of view, you collaborate with a lot of programs. So I would like to ask you if there are a couple of examples you would like to bring us, or some that's were particularly meaningful for you and for the company and for the students. Some example of a couple of projects that have been developed together with your company and, of course, University of Bergamo.
Yes, you know, nowadays we have completed a few projects addressing technical issue, management topic, economic and communication matters, as well as philosophical and ethical one. But let me say, I pretty nicely remember 2 projects strictly linked to the, let me say, the value of the company, so digitization and sustainability. The first one is surely from where it all began. So we are talking about smart technology engineering with the analysis, the feasibility study for the retrofit of one of the buildings present in the Alumni engineering campus. I remember the building A, okay, so the old one, I guess. This project forced the students to face concrete challenges, not only working on theoretical data, okay, but also addressing practical needs. The project has also become real. So what the students analyzed at the beginning with the tool we provided, we are usual to provide to the professional stakeholder, has inspired the university in realizing this type of projects. And then if we are talking about people, of the 3 students that faced the challenge, 2 of them are now valued Schneider colleagues. So part of the team, 100%. And this is absolutely the first project that I nicely remember. Second one could be, let me say, because we are very passionate about sustainability and how we faced an issue, how to transform the regulatory constraints into opportunities. Sustainability in Europe has different directives, CSRD, CS3D, and ESR, a lot of. So they are constraints, how to move them into opportunities. So we approached the challenge with management engineering this time, working in a group. And since the goal was to analyze the entire value chain, we collaborated with the Sustainable Supply Chain Management Program. So the students understanding the role, the importance of what they would be addressing and the value it would bring. They spent energy beyond the terms and expectation of the company and the university as well. And in 3 months, they developed a deliverable that inspired some of our actual action plan. So even in this case, what has been analyzed has been used by the company. And again, some of the students who were passionate about this topic are now and will be even our colleagues waiting them to finalize the thesis journey that we are approached together.
Okay, thank you very much, Gabriele. It was it was so nice to hear about your experience as a company, and it's also nice to hear about that our students start their journey also in their placement early in their career while they are developing this project. So on our side, we are done saying. So I'm happy to let the floor to Giovanna Campopiano.
Thanks a lot, Alessandro. Let me just quickly share some slides that support this. You should now be able to see my slides. Thanks. So my goal today, this morning, is to provide you an overview of what University of Bergamo offers for increasing the experiences that help you actually move towards the job market and help you actually consider what might be the opportunities with the master degree that you will earn. In particular, I will now wear my hat as Rector's Delegate for Internship, Job Placement and Graduate Career, but I'm a professor of Strategic Management and Entrepreneurship at the university. So first of all, I think it's relevant to mention that we offer as a university more than 3,000 internships opportunities every year, and they are mainly organized in both curricular or extracurricular format. In the curricular format, you can include the internship as part of your study plan. and count basically for your degree. What is relevant to mention is that the University of Bergamo will leverage a rich network of private public organizations and companies across Bergamo province, as for example represented by Gabriele Pattaro that you are just heard from, and that but come also from other parts of Italy. And we have also some opportunities in other countries, especially through the Erasmus Plus Trainship mobility opportunity. We have we provide also in several courses the opportunity to hear from experiences, especially from alumni of our universities and company representatives, to enhance basically the understanding of different job opportunities overall. Along with internships, our universities also arranges the career days that, for example, in 2025 will take place in a few months in November. And what is interesting in this occasion is that you will have the chance to meet several companies. In this case, we have more than 60 companies involved, where students have the chance and also graduates have the chance to interact with especially HR managers of companies to understand what are the job opportunities in their companies, what are the overall chances to actually make your degree effective, and what might be the chances to work together with different organizations that have both opportunities on a local level but also on an international level, mostly local level anyway. The university also offers several opportunities to get acquainted with these job opportunities, and in particular, we have a few seminar series that help. For example, one is labeled Cafe Placement, which allows you to offer an overview on how to write an effective curriculum vitae, how to establish an active job search, or when you can also arrange one-on-one meetings with staff from the university to get also detailed feedback on the curriculum vitae. We have and we arrange yearly what we call the Waiting For seminars, so additional events aimed at better understanding the knowledge on the job-related initiatives. We have, for example, one this afternoon, just to mention, about job hunting in Italy, Smarter with ChatGPT, which is, for example, in this case, provided by a partner of the university. And in general, these seminars are transversal and should support in improving your ability to also look for a job and create an effective profile, for example, on LinkedIn, or look for internship also abroad, or how to improve soft skills in a techno-scientific job. So really transversal seminars that should support you in complementing your technical or anyway discipline-based skills with additional skills that might be particularly valued and appreciated in the job market. I would like also to mention a few additional activities and initiatives that our universities offers that can complement the discipline-based opportunities you would get at our university, and in particular the opportunity to have entrepreneurship-related courses like the CREO Labs. CREO stands for Competencies and Resources for Entrepreneurial Orientation, and that are actually helpful if you want also to engage in activities that foster your entrepreneurial mindset and entrepreneurial competencies. And on top, you can also decide to attend summer schools that could be in Italy and abroad and that cover different topics that might be of interest for you and to develop later on your career. I would stop it here for the presentation of the job opportunity and what are the opportunities in terms of internships and job placement, and happy to address any questions from the audience.
Hello again, everyone. And first of all, I want to thank our panelists for the accurate presentation and for the useful testimonials. And I see here that we already have some questions from the participants. I'd like to remind you that there's still time to ask questions, so you can do so by writing them in the Q&A session here on Zoom. So let's start with the first one. How much direct interaction can students expect with industry professionals during the program?
So maybe let me address this, and maybe also Gabriele can step in if you want. So during the projects with the companies, the students are invited to be present in the companies, to participate in day-to-day activities in the companies. And so the interaction with the companies, people, I think it will be on kind of everyday basis. Clearly, it depends also a lot on the type of activities, on the type of internship. But the point here is to enable this strong connection between students and people from the company, to let the students really live up to the company everyday business. Gabriele, and maybe, I don't know, also maybe Alessia will step in into this.
Yes, I can add just a few words. The company perspective is that students are, let me say, more than willing to have them every day in the company, so they can spend the time as much they can in the company, base it and balance it, let me say, with the business ability of the company. So what does it mean? It means that we prefer the students can leave the company, so to be in presence when it's possible. And in any other case, there is the, let me say, the digitization and the tool available to interact with the students in another manner. But the answer is the students are more than welcome as much as they can stay in the company.
I can only confirm this. It is also quite important for the ones like me that have never worked before. When you approach a new company, you can say that you have not worked, but you have been in contact with other companies during project works, during the courses, and it is a plus and it is a value that you bring to the new company, but also with the companies that you work with during the years of university. So it's very valuable for the students, this collaboration.
Perfect. So let's move on with the second one. Are internship or company-based projects mandatory, and in which sectors do students usually work?
Yeah, maybe on this I will ask Ettore and Alessandro to specify the requirements or if it's mandatory for their programs. So Ettore?
Okay, I refer in particular to the medical engineering program. During our master program, we have 2 entire courses that are laboratory activities. So each course is 15 credits, so it's a big part. Students are required to work in group and to carry on activities on a set of topics that are proposed. Each group of students can choose one of these topics, and the exam is the discussion of the results obtained during the project. Moreover, during other courses, also theoretical courses, like I do in my courses, I also required to do a small project coupled with the theoretical and classical exam. And finally, there is the possibility to substitute one of the classical exam with an internship in a company. So other 6 credits can be collected through an activity in partnership with a company that produces, that manufactures something, or the end user. For example, in medical engineering, our end users are usually physicians, so students can carry on activities in a company or in an hospital.
Yeah, it's very similar for us. I'm talking about the Mechatronics Smart Technology Engineering program that is made of 2 curricula, one for mechatronics side and the other for Smart Technology Engineering. We have a 17 credit lab that is in the 2nd semester of the 2nd year. And for example, Gabriele and Schneider participate mainly in the Smart Technology lab. And yeah, projects are, as Ettore said, for the medical engineering course are intended for a small team of students and can be with companies, so can be also on site in our labs in some cases, especially for the mechatronics side. And I would like also to stress the fact that when we send students in companies, we do expect the students will be present in companies. So, for example, in this case, only talented students are sent to companies. And yeah, same rules related to the internship. We can also recognize 6 credits in the internship among the elective activities. And what else? Other courses then is left to the lecturer itself. Can also include some collaboration with companies, so team or project work or similar activities.
Okay, I see also more than a question about the scholarship. So maybe if you can do a little overview of the scholarship opportunities, it would be great.
Yes, there are scholarships available at our university. I really invite you to check out the website where you can find all the opportunities for all the different opportunities for students from abroad related to scholarship, for the fees, also for accommodations and this kind of stuff. So I cannot tell out of my on top of my head all the opportunities, but I really invite you to check out the website at the International Students webpage.
Okay. Is there any additional language requirements other than English for masters in mechanical engineering?
Okay, let me precise that here we are talking about the Mechatronics Smart Technology Engineering and Master of Science. Then we have a Mechanical Engineering Master of Science. For the Mechanical Engineering Master of Science, actually is in Ingegneria Meccanica, so it's an Italian course. In this case, you need a B2 level of Italian, let's say, language. For the mechatronics side, it's only English required. But students can, in any case, also select some, in the elective activities, can also select for Italian courses. We would like that our students also learn Italian, because if they plan in long term to stay in Italy, it's important that they learn our language also, because often you have to work in companies and also in industrial lines where the Italian is often used, is mainly used, I would say.
Is there any possibility to carry a research PhD in a neurodegenerative disease?
Okay, let me answer. It's related. Okay, that topic is really a medical topic. We're not presenting today, but we have also collaboration with the University of Bicocca that as the Faculty of Medicine. For example, we collaborate with the teaching courses at the Papa Giovanni Hospital in Bergamo, where the University of Milano Bicocca has the Faculty of Medicine. Within this collaboration, we have collaboration on research activities, so we can address students to that. Moreover, from the engineering viewpoint, we have also PhD programs at our university, and one of them is called Health and Longevity, in which we are open to several applications in the field of healthcare, technological, management, psychological topics. So we are open to these type of activities. So if the question is more on the engineering side, we have our program. If it's more related to the medical side of this type of research, we can address students to the Faculty of Medicine we have in Bergamo.
And how is the balance between theory and hands-on practice maintained in the curriculum? For example, laboratory, workshops, capstone projects.
Also here we'll invite Alessandro maybe to tell something, and also Alessia for her experience.
Yeah, I cannot give you an exact percentage, of course, of how much is in the theoretical part and how much is in the project, but definitely also in our labs, like the 17 credits labs that also involve Schneider, just because we have here Gabriele. Usually the activities takes place in such a way. So there are introductive lectures that are given by our professor that's introduce the student to the main topic that will be needed in order to develop the project that often is on site in the company. It depends also on the students, of course, within us. So but in general, I will say that for this lab, that is just to say that the full program is 120 credits, and we are talking about 70 credits, so it's quite a large amount of credits, of course, for just these activities. But it's not only related to this activity, the opportunity to collaborate with companies. For this lab, I would say that the main part is on developing in small teams and together with the company in the project, then in the room, in the class, with, I would say, traditional lecturing, say.
Yeah, for example, in my personal series of courses of the master degree, really many courses were composed by a part of frontal lectures and a part of project, sometimes linked with the companies, but sometimes still group project, maybe to better understand a particular topic to analyze. So really, I'd say a big percentage of the courses has also a part of collaboration with companies or with other colleagues to go on with our project work together.
Okay, and what are the GPA required for mechatronic master degree? And if my bachelor degree was in mechatronics, does this change anything?
Okay, for this information, of course, you can find all the information in admission requirements in our website. So in general, what we consider that is part of the requirement is the background in mechanical engineer. For just to give an idea, for the Italian bachelor, we require at least 24 credits that can be earned in the main mechanical engineering area. And this credit has been earned at least on 3 areas. So it really depends on your curricula. I also read that, you had a bachelor in mechatronics, so definitely you are a good candidate for our program. But as I told, it depends on it. So there is a committee that evaluates each admission request, singularly. So it's it depends on the background of your career.
And what advice would you give to students applying from outside Europe who are interested in UniBg engineering?
Yeah, I mean that's not an easy question, because clearly it really depends on what are you expecting from the university, from your background, and from your attitude to blend in a different environment. So it's a very tricky question. But anyway, the suggestion that I could give is to be ready to adapt to a new environment that can be different from what you are used to. But that does not mean that will be necessarily difficult, maybe challenging for sure. But as human beings, we are, let's say, every day we should adapt to new things. And this could be something that you should always keep in mind. I would say University of Bergamo or anywhere else. So be prepared to be challenged in your career path here in Bergamo or wherever else, and to take responsibilities for your actions, your decisions, because that for sure will shape not just your competencies but your entire being. So be prepared to be challenged.
Okay, and can students work on campus too?
Sorry, say again, I didn't get the question.
Can students work on campus too? Maybe it means if there's any possibility, maybe of workshop. I don't know.
I mean, maybe on the one hand, we have a lot of places where shared among students where they can study. So we have a lot of study rooms in the different buildings.
He add a bit to the
okay.
question, asking as a teaching
okay, if they
assistant,
work.
like.
Okay, so so collaborating with the faculty, you mean? So working as faculty collaborators, I would say. Yeah, I think in some cases there is the opportunity to be a tutor for other students, and so you can somehow join either the professors or the faculty to support other students. There are also opportunities to support other areas like the secretary or something like that. And again, all this stuff could be better explained if you go to the website, and there you can find all the possible information, because these things usually are not on a continuous basis. There are calls that should be that the students should be answered to. These calls are periodical, so everything is based on the time you will be here in Bergamo, and so. But definitely there will be some chances in that in this respect.
As an international student coming from Indonesia, how easy is it to adapt to life in Bergamo, both academically and culturally?
Yeah, again, not an easy questions. What can I say? It really clearly the environment will be something. The environment that you will live in will be something relevant for this, but also your attitude. So your attitude to share with the people here. Clearly, also here you may find people that are more keen to accept other people that are not willing to do that, as you find everywhere in the world. But mostly, most of the part is most of the, let's say, responsibility is upon you, how you interact with the people, how you blend in the environment. Clearly, we don't require you to change your mindset, but for sure, being available to adapt and to accept reciprocally the different cultural mindset, that will be a big part of the integration between the different cultures.
Can I add just one word? Because I'm not living in Bergamo. I work in Bergamo, but I'm from Milano. And I started to work in Bergamo more or less 15 years ago. And let me say that I found in that area the most open people I never met in my life. So it's just, let me say, up to you, to the students that is more than willing to, let me say, join this area. But the people inside the Bergamo area is really, really open to everyone.
Okay, so first of all, I want to thank our guests for the interesting debate, and thank everyone for joining us for your question. Of course, you can ask all of your questions directly to Università degli Studi di Bergamo. And in the meantime, I'd like to remind everyone interested in receiving a certificate of attendance by WeUni that you can click on the link that I'm sending right now here on Zoom and request it. And thanks again to our speakers and everyone connected with us today. And I hope to see you again in the next webinar organized by WeUni. And Have a nice day and see you soon. Bye.
Bye.